Okay, so this is a demo of me playing Scout and Gullywash. This is probably the worst game I've played in a long time, and so that's why we're watching it, because I want to figure out what I did so badly. I kind of want to figure out how much of it was my fault. But yeah, it just really wasn't the best, so I'm going to skip forward here, which might take a little while. Actually, you know what, it does take a while, because I remember I had to BRB and Eternal had to restart his computer, or MG did. Okay. I could just press go to again. Oops. I heard it counting down and I kind of freaked out. Alright, so I think it was around this mark that we actually started playing. This is when the MG... So Tachyon joins and then MG restarts. So it shouldn't be that much longer. So the reason I'm doing this demo instead of the STV is because Quixelite didn't actually upload the STV, and the command is down on their Discord, so I can't even view like all the demos, you know. I can't filter through it and see if it's actually uploaded but not in Discord or something. Alright, so this is the rollout. We're going to watch it from just a normal POV, slowed down a little bit, just so we see what happens. So I called to go up their side, which goes pretty well, I think, for the first mid. I'm just pissed in the demo here. Getting off some damage. So in my opinion, I think we played that really well. I probably used the pistol too much though, and I probably could have taken some more heals and gotten up a bit closer. I think in general I do that quite a bit in fights. I just use the pistol because, well, I find it fun to use. That's actually the only reason I really use the pistol. So I need to be changing that. So I think we have Uber Ad here, I believe. Not too sure about that one. I'm going to start the cap. Benny comes. He wants to cap. Probably should have capped with him. So Tricker dies here. Not sure why. I think he was fighting something in main. I have my pistol out again like an absolute dingus. Looks like we're gonna go for a push here, maybe. So Uber's gonna... No, Sayu's... Oh, Ult's going for a sack. I'm trying to do some spam damage here. He gets denied pretty hard, so that's pretty much what you expect, I suppose. All good with that. We're gonna skip forward. I'm gonna watch River, because I'm waiting for someone to sack, and a sniper comes, so I spam him a little bit. I'm expecting him to rotate, so I know I can back off. But I still want to... Yeah. And a soldier comes, so... I didn't have to hold that too closely, but I think if I was there on my own, I probably would have died. So it might have been lucky that I backed off, because I couldn't have fought that 2v1. Especially with how, like, badly I was playing at the time. And just in terms of aim, you know? So Ult goes into the sack, doesn't get anything, that's all good. I'm going to play with, I'm going to go main here for a bit, I guess. I think I'm just, like, rotating around a little bit. Trigger dies, that's really not what we wanted. We have to actually sit back now near shutter. Or just wait for a force. So this is a bad play by me. I kind of expect, yeah. So I needed to be with the combo there, that was my bad. However, Sayu shouldn't have been dropped either. So I'm just trying to get off some damage. We're about to fade. Get off one last shot. This peak is actually really risky. I need to be out right now. Where our demo's down, I can't shut down that doorway if they run in. I'm expecting to take a 1v1 that I can't win, you know? Like, it's not a good idea. Benny shows up, which is lucky, and my soldiers rock up. So, okay. I needed to be more passive, and then we just feed into pipes. So that was pretty bad in general. We needed to just commit to the doorway. Ults on Spire, we have massive disad here. Holding here is quite nice. If they push out River, they're going to get a second. But at least they can't jump us and lock us out and choke. So we're pretty much giving them second here, which isn't such a bad thing. We have Uber disad. We've lost Sayos, we definitely can't fight it now. We're going to start building to get to the back of mid. And I want to watch what our soldiers do. And what me and Mac do. So I did find that there was a few times where I probably could have been building harder, but I wasn't getting the heals for it, and that's okay. If I'm not getting the heals to build, like that's like fine. but like I didn't know what Mac wanted to do, and I think it's just a problem with just having a sub medic is there isn't that cohesiveness. Like if Max is playing medic there, you know, we just kind of have a system for building because we know how each other plays. Now, one thing that Mac did say is that I build way too low. I realize I do that, but I do it anyways just because I like to smack myself. Like I get bored, I just spam mouse 1. So you know, just as like a small thing to work on. Like I will be changing that. I get too eager, you know. I'm too like build. Because if I take a rocket now, I'm dead, right? Like a soldier jumps in and is dead. So we don't have any chance of... This is a bit of an awkward situation, actually, because they haven't forced yet, but we nearly had. So it's like, it's a juggle, you know? Do we fight this with Uber? Do we go for an exchange? Or do we get out? I think the best play was to get out here, honestly, because we were all stuffed in this area here. We're taking so much spam right now. Like, our healing isn't that bad. I think... Is that me? No, I'm buffed up. So yeah, Benny's a bit weak. We can't fight it. But if we call to ult, like, hey, we have like 90%, maybe hold off on the bomb because we're gonna need you for the post fight, right? So yeah, I think if ult like talked to our medic more and was like, hey, how much time do you need? You know, like, or do we need time? Are we going to stay? I'm guessing the call here was... Or, I mean, it's our default kind of situation, you know, is ult goes for a jump here. Which is fair enough, you know, he's just doing the default thing, which is all good. But I think if we talked a little bit more, like ult now medic, then... You know, if Max was like, oh, we can stay in for a little bit longer, then ult can think, okay, cool, so that means I don't necessarily have to go for a bomb right now. I should set myself up for post-fight, right? No, like, depending on whether, like, it doesn't matter where that is, but he should set himself up for post-fight, whether that's on mid or on second or big door, whatever. But right here, right now, the best play was definitely to get out, so we're going to go back to first-person view. So now, where our flank is down, so our team needs to be careful of a push from big door. That's like priority number 1, okay? We can trade at choke, which is fine, so choke is all good. They're probably going to get in if they do go for a push. But the flank is a really big deal right now, actually. So I move over there, and I think Benny comes with me as well, which is cool. I just want to delay whatever comes through here quickly. You know, I don't want to be there too long. Come back to choke. Ult's now up. He's going to roll out pretty fast, I'm guessing. Benny's heading over there now. Okay, so there is actually a scout in lobby, so that was a bad play by me. I should have waited a little bit longer until ult got there. That's one thing I noticed as well from everybody, is we don't... we either have no one there or everyone there. Like at a choke or at a flank or something, right? I mean, that doesn't happen all the time, obviously. But it seems to happen in the worst times possible. Alright, so no one's going to push here. Probably going to be a stalemate for a little bit, unless they just push to the flank. Alright, so here's a sack. I beef literally every shot I could possibly beef. I want to talk quickly about Max Surf here. I'll just play it, actually. I got overconfident there, but my plan was, like, Soldier jumps, Max surfs it towards the choke, so I run forward to protect him, right? So it's obviously better that I take whatever damage was there, right? Instead of our medic. But, I don't know, if he just surfed in a different direction, it could have turned out a bit better. I suppose I didn't have to run at them, either. I don't know. So Benny pushing this right now, really risky actually. Because 82 HP and ult is 50. Yeah, really risky there. They just needed to sit back, get some health. If they were going for a bait kind of play, and I just caught like the post of the bait play, then that's fair enough. But yeah, that's pretty risky. So our health is looking not too bad right now. Our combo isn't really getting that much buffs. Like Tricker's... I talked to Tricker about this in a demo review last night I did with him. Is when he sits up top here, he's not going to get the heals and he's not going to stop sacks that come in. Like, sitting up here is fine, but you aren't going to get the damage. Like, if you're looking at it from the enemy team's point of view, right? If Tricker's spamming rockets in, like, okay, what stops you as a player from walking through a choke? It's spam, right? If you're fully buffed and you take a few rockets, immediately your first thought is, do I actually go in here, right? And it's those small little bits of spam that decide whether or not a push is going to happen. Right, can you hear me? Cool. So, yeah, like if you're gonna walk through a choke and you get spammed, like that's gonna be the one thing that's gonna delay you, and it's really important. Like, there's a reason why you always have a soldier in a demo just spamming choke. You know, you're gonna slow them down so much, and especially when our flankers playing as aggressive as they are, like Alt and Benny, when they're playing big door this aggressive, like it's that spam that's really important, because if you can spam them, if their enemy team gets a pick on the flank, right, they're going to want to start pushing that even more. But if you're spamming them so hard here that as they walk over, like they're getting healed and the medic is missing arrows and it's just a big kerfuffle and, you know, it's just a big mess. Like, it's these kind of things that will affect their push going in, because their soldier won't be fully buffed or whatever, you know. And the scouts are going to be a bit all over the place. Like, think about our team and what annoys us when we play, right? And it's spam. It's spam, and it's all our players are weak, and our medic can't get the heals out. We have to wait around, and it's annoying, right? Other teams deal with that. So if we can force them into that kind of position, then, you know, we can beef their pushes a little bit more. Yeah. And the other thing as well is, I feel like we didn't get that many heals in choke, you know? Like, I feel like Sayo could have tanked so much more damage and done so much more damage. But that's a different thing, I suppose. So, our heals, we're pretty buffed up, I suppose. I think we should all really be fully buffed right now. And Sayo isn't. So we got a demo pick. We're going to go for a trade here with our demo. Tricker's taking too much damage here. Like, he can't fight post-fight now, right? Like, there's nothing he can do. He's below half, I believe, right? So post-fight's going to be a pain for him. If he's going to sit up top, now's the time he sits up top. Because our post, like, if you look at our heals, Benny's in there. He's weak. Actually, our whole team is just in. We've got 2 frags. Okay, this isn't so bad, right? But just think, if we didn't get those frags, Tricker's going to be weak post-push when they come back into us, right? And he's not going to be able to fight. He's going to die. He won't be able to get anything done, really. Okay. So I didn't actually get to see the rest of that push. Because our flank went in, and the flank was like a large part of that push, which was really good by Alt and Tricker. Alt and Benny. You guys knew what you were doing. Risky though, because it was a trade. But I don't know what happened on the flank, so you guys obviously had some opportunity and you took it. So, well done. So we're going to come in through choke now. We have both soldiers down, so we don't have to worry about a bomb. But traps we need to worry about, and a scout, maybe around rock, we should worry about, okay? And I probably won't check it, because I'm a dingus. An example of me beefing everything. So we've seen both scouts, which means probably no one's flanking right now. The demo is spamming from upper, no one's flanking again, so we should be able to go forward without too much worry. They have just had a soldier spawn, and you can probably guess he's somewhere in lobby right now. And there he is, right? So we're weak. We're trying to fight this demo. What we really need right now is a soldier to jump upper. Like, Alt is sitting up here with, I can't tell how much because I don't know which of our soldiers is who. But I'm guessing he's not that healthy. Well, neither of our soldiers are that healthy, really. But what needs to happen here is more aggression. And so Benny tries to go up. Okay. What needed to happen, I think, is... No, actually, this isn't so bad at all. We killed that demo, or soldier. Both our soldiers do go upper. We start pushing into lobby, kind of. It's a bit slow. We have 2 frags demos down, so we just go main into last really fast. We don't have Uber here, so I play it a bit strangely. I thought we had Uber. Huge arrow there by Mac, and we just get the point, right? So we played that really well. Pushing them back like that, like I think we all called damage on the demo, so having both actual soldiers go upper, really good idea. But be careful that it doesn't spiral down into you guys holding the same flank. You know, like in that case, being in the same spot is really good. Other times, it's not the best. Alright, so we'll see what happens on the rollout here on our mids. Our mids are quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure what happens, to be honest.
Thanks, Doc.
I might just minimize OBS. Alright, so I've just got the SDVs, so I'll probably be watching them next. So we come up top again. So, ult is going through drop down. We can assume that they know that. Like, if we look under. I don't know if they've seen him, actually, because he was pretty fast. We'll see how they play. So, Demo has just gone back into choke slightly, I think. And he's probably looking right into that wall. Oh, so ult baits it. He goes, or he beeps the jump, maybe. I don't know. Classic example of me trying to aim. Sayo's dead, which means there's a soldier in choke. Max has just died, or Mac has just died, so me and Trigger need to be turning around right now. And there he is. I heard that call about 1,000 times, that there was a soldier in banana, and I just didn't turn around. That was a big problem from last night, is just we didn't turn around ever. So we got a frag. I think we just push... I don't know, Sayo was saying something here, like push in. But then he was like, no, it's not worth it. And I'm like, wait, but it is worth it, because we got a frag. And they have Uber. So I was poking it, but then he was like, no, make sure you do not maybe do it, yes. And they decided to push the river and we fuck them. So really, I don't know why they pushed with a player down. Oh, ult just died. Okay, that makes more sense. They were going to have... We were still going to have a spawner though. That's, I don't know. That made no sense. Sayo fucks them, and that's all that really matters, to be honest. Skip forward. They're a soldier. Okay, so soldier just jumps. There's another soldier up, so when we push through, I have to be careful of him, and there he is. So we have the Uber ad here. I'm not sure how much we have. Did we use on last? We didn't use on last, did we? Because they all just died. Actually, no, we might have. So there's really no point in me checking upper. I am checking for traps, actually. Right. So we're on 90%. So the plan here, both soldiers are down. Where should you push from? Do you go choke or do you go big door? Sayo's already in big door, so surely we just go big door, right? Have to be careful if you go big door, though, is... I feel like you need to send a scout through lobby, lower lobby, just to check what's there. You don't have to commit to it fully, but just so we know what's there. Going choke, you don't have the pressure of being jumped on. No, sorry. What am I talking about? Never mind. Both soldiers are down, so sacks aren't really something we have to worry about. Stickies, we have full Uber here. I don't know why Sayo wanted to go choke here. He just said go choke, and I'm like, what the fuck, why? Because they're literally, like, there's a free scout here. We have full ad. Like, if we just go, we get huge frags, right? But no, we'll go choke. And we've wasted our soldier, or we're going to waste our soldier player ad. No, Kimber dies again, so we still have one player advantage. Tricker was quite aggressive there without any heals, but I've covered Tricker in a POV demo review with him, so that's fine. We already know that kind of stuff. So Sayo and Trigger getting some good damage up top, which is excellent. 2 frags again. Me and Benny should be capping this up straight away. Our combo should be moving through lobby right now, and it looks like we are going to start moving in. We're probably going to Uber through main because the demo's down. We have to move super fast though, and the demo's probably going to have a spawner, which means as we go in, I would like to focus in. So the Uber comes in. I don't get flashed. That's okay. Shit happens. Demo's back up. And we're probably going to lose this fight. Oh no, okay, so this is the fight where ult just pops off after missing literally every rocket. We are so weak though, there's no way we should have won this actually. Their scout beefed so much there, it's crazy. And then we win. Yeah. Fuck the crossbow. He didn't deserve that at all. Alright, so ult's going outside. The coolest go outside. I'm going to bring our medic up. So I saw a soldier jump their side with a scout. Which means... I think they called a soldier drop down. No, so that's one that jumps. There's the other one. So there's no soldiers behind, okay? Scout could be under. See both scouts. So there's nothing under right now. And there's soldiers over there. Demo, we don't know where they are. Now, Trigger has height. No, Trigger ult has height decided. So I'm going to go fight that scout. The ideal there was that I get 2 shots off and then I jump back to point. Didn't happen because I'm bad. We're going to skip forward because I miss fucking everything here. We still win the fight though. Alright, so we have even Ubers. Our flank is very aggressive right now. This really annoys me, man. There is a pack at choke, you know. I honestly, this game, ult took way too many heals. I don't know what the logs were. I could probably bring them up, actually. But yeah, I feel like definitely... ult took a lot more heals than he should have. Ult had 12%, which isn't so bad. But Trigger got 23. So I'll bring it up on screen actually. That'll be a lot easier. Jesus, this camera is very uncropped. How do I crop it? I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, we have Sayo on 28, Trigger on 23. Trigger needs more heals, man. He needs to be a... The fact I have the same amount of heals as him, basically, just really annoys me. It's not what should have been happening. Trigger needs to be getting so much more heals and being more of a pocket. Especially on Gullywash and especially on Granary. No, just every map, honestly. Every map he needs to be getting more heals. I'm okay with 20%. That's fine. Ult and Benny, less so Benny, but Ult, you came for Beam way too much. If you're going for a sack and you want to buff, fair enough, but you need to be looking at what health everyone else is at to know if it's a good time to go for heals, you know? If our medic is freaking out and trying to get arrows off of everyone, then you just sit back on a high ground, just back a little bit, stay out of the way, because although it's not a big deal, it isn't a big deal that we're all in the clump necessarily there, because they're probably not going to push, so they're not going to get damage on all of us at the same time, because they're not going to go for that kind of damage, I'm guessing. But just mentally, it's really fatiguing for a medic to need to heal everyone up and get everyone to full health and get everyone buffed up. It's a big pain, right? So I think as a small thing, we all need to be careful of that in general. Yeah, let's go back to the game though. So, because right now, look how Say there's no way he should be fighting this right now at all, actually. It's just a really silly play. Because our medic is trying to give heals to everyone and Say is trying to go for the push, right? And now I have to come forward to make sure that soldier doesn't push for the demo pick. We get a frag, which is awesome, but there's no way we can push here. We walk through this choke, even with Uber, someone is going to die. Right? Oh, you're 200. Yeah, you get on the flank right now. You know? This was the sack. This is what I'm talking about with conflicting calls as well. Is Alt was going for a sack, and Sayo is saying go for the push, and I'm saying go for the push. And then Alt jumps away. Wait, isn't this the push where Alt goes for a sack? In the Uber? No, okay. They're 2 down. I feel like I should just be going in with like a flash here. Just to take space. Trigger needs to jump. Like, you're way too passive, Trigger. Just jump in, get up top. Just take space. Be the tank that the team needs, you know? And I think I called just fucking go in, and he goes in. We get his demo frag, which is really good. 2 down. Scout, demo, right? So we're probably going to push through main here. However, Ubers, we've traded. 3 down now. So we need to cap it up. I'm going to be on the cap, and we need to go straight through main. Like, really fast. The demo is still dead, but he's going to be a spawner on last, right? Benny needed to be in lobby. He should have seen how close it was to capping, and should have just been like, okay, they're 2 down, we go, right? Like, there's some cases where Benny, like, you're not just a heal slut or whatever. Not a heal slut. You're not, you're a cap slut or whatever, right? It's even right now, right? And I'm calling for a push. There was no heavy. I expected to go like super fast. They don't have Uber. Wait, what the fuck is going on? And they do have a heavy. That was weird. Right. Let me talk about that, right? Alt dies here. I know that because his original is there, but also because I watched Tricker's POV yesterday and I saw Alt do the jump. So, is Alt jumping here a bad thing? Well, let's think, right? Demo's over here. Okay. So he's got good positioning. We don't know how healthy he is right now. Their whole team positioning is lower. They're mid-jump, so they're about to come upper. Scout probably can jump back. I think Sayo hits a pipe on this Scout, I guess. Was it a good jump, right? If Alt jumps and dies over here, that's fine, right? But he needs to either trade with someone, preferably a soldier, right? Or actually with anyone here. When he jumps big door, he needs to get a frag here. Or just a lot of damage, right? So when he jumps, he should be sinking all of his rockets into a single player, right? They have all this height this side, but they're jumping up. So we're going to see if we win this or not. So both their soldiers are in, okay? Immediately, I'm targeting the wrong person. Benny, I don't know who he's targeting. I can't tell. But we're about to get so much damage into us. Just think, right? What if Tricker right now was on Nipple? Okay, they're probably going to jump him, right? And then Sayo can spam the soldiers. So soldiers now under. Me and Benny focus the same guy. We're probably going to rotate now and focus this Scout. Demo still on the other side though, and he's about to fuck us all. Soul's going to drop down, so we're about to get destroyed. I cannot believe this Scout doesn't die. Soldier's been called in big door probably. Those scouts are aggressing. I didn't know that. I thought the scout would have been too weak to push, but I guess he just got an arrow and then went straight back in again. Especially because they had a soldier and dropped down, so actually I should have known they were going to aggress. And he get destroyed. But why did we get destroyed? Like, what should have we done differently there, right? I mean, in general, like, basic points, we all should have hit more shots, because that scout should have died, first of all. Demo probably could have died. But our soldiers had no positioning, you know. Alt's jump is fine, but none of us knew he was going for that kind of play, so we couldn't set up positioning, right? When you say you're jumping, it's too vague, okay? I'm down to go with whatever kind of play. Like, the whole team wants to do any kind of play as long as it works, right? But we need to be on the same page. And we're not on the same page for mids, ever. Yeah, so that definitely could have worked. That whole plan we had there, or whatever was happening there, that could have worked, but Tricker needed to have Hydad to spam the soldiers before they jump. Like, that's actually priority number one there, is Alt jumps and Tricker spams that, and everyone spams that. Because you're putting one player into their team, so you're losing a player. That's a valuable piece of the team, a player, right? So they die. If you don't get something out of it, you've just lost the mid. So the problem there is we're all on different pages, okay? Our problems as a team aren't we're tilted. We are tilted, but we're tilted because we're playing as individual players there. And by the way, getting back Afro isn't going to change any of these fundamental problems. It's going to help because Alt and Afro know how to play together, right? But we're not going to be playing as a team just because Afro's back and just because Sayo's back. Their calls are going to be there, and their, you know, support is going to be there, sure, which will influence that. But if we aren't working together, it's not going to mean anything. Which is why I'm doing these Emma reviews, because there are fundamental problems with the team that aren't being fixed and probably won't let us win intermediate. It just won't happen. So we're on huge disad now. We're going to build up pretty hard. We have no off classes. I think I say to myself it's not worth building here because they're going to push in pretty fast. I'm going to go Pyro. I understand Sayo's getting traps here, but he's going to die so fast if he stays there. Alright, we got a soldier, which is excellent. They've already used in. Okay, that's why we're so far back. That makes sense. Where are our players? So post-fight, or during the fight, who's going to die here? Tricker didn't need to jump in there. Now, probably me jumping on point there wasn't necessary, but I needed to block the capture. I knew Sayo was going to go for the point, which is why I jump on it and block the capture, because he's not going to be able to kill all three. So I thought if I delay enough, then maybe Sayo can get off the damage to get those frags. So why did we lose that fight? They had Uber. That's a big point. That, you know, we were kind of fucked from the get-go. We didn't have an off-class. A Pyro there would have been perfect. We push him back into River. We get back into spawn a little bit. Okay. I honestly totally thought Sayo was going to die on their push because of how far forward Sayo was. That's why I asked, like, who's going to die here, right? It's about thinking about these things, even during the game. So yeah, Pyro there would have helped tremendously. Heavy, probably not. Probably wouldn't help a lot. Have a heavy on Granary, you can snipe them back, you know, or you can push them back, you can snipe them. If a soldier jumps a pipe, you can push him back. Heavy is really good. Engineer is really good on Granary. Pyro, or heavy on Engineer, doesn't work too well on Gullywash last. Sentry does. Sentry in a little nook over here. That'll work fine. Okay, we might not have had time for it, honestly, but a pyro definitely would have helped a lot. If we had a combo close here, actually, that's a good point. If we play Disad on right side, right, with our pyro fully buffed, and we push back everything, and then as the pyro is pushing back, the combo with medic, demo, soldier walks back to resup, maybe, you know, rotates, so they have the hide ad over here, or they have, you know, a lot of space. That might work. That might be a good play. Alright. So we'll see what happens on this mid. Okay, so ult is fast, drop down. Do you think their team knows? Definitely. Yeah, so that scout saw them going drop down. So their team knows ult is going under. This is the key coming from their side. So demo's on their side. Ult's going to go for the frag on the demo probably. Tricker's immediately jumping, which is great. So spamming rockets now, probably, hopefully, onto where they're going to come onto, which is right here. So we're going to get that damage onto them. Ult is still on the other side of the map. Demo is spamming. So we should be expecting ult to get the frag on the demo man. Unless the enemy team knows, which they probably do. So what's wrong with Trigger's jump here? Trigger jumps on the floor. He's going to be taking all of the damage from everyone coming forward here. Trigger needed to land on Nipple. Maybe Nipple's a bit too dangerous because they had 2 on this side. They have 3 on that side, actually. So ult going this way is actually going to... Well, it's a waste, actually. That's what it is. It's a big waste. If he went drop down, although they'd know he was there, at least he'd be bringing back a soldier who's probably going to jump us in a bit. But honestly, we're like fucked from the get-go because Trigger's going to die here. And probably me and Benny aren't going to hit the shots. But if we're playing our side, like I feel like ult needs to be having high dad, and so does Trigger. Alright, so that soldier actually beefs the jump. We get a frag. Ult gets a frag on MG, which is their medic, I believe. So right now, this isn't a bad position for any of us, as long as we keep the hills. Now, ult's under, so he knows that soldier's under, I hope. And we should be able to keep track of them. So we're getting healed up. Arrows really aren't worth it right now, okay? I'm guessing this is ult and this is Trigger. Sari needs the beam. I got a bit of a buff, so I'm going to try and use it. Benny needs a beam as well. No arrows here. Ult's fighting a soldier under, so we can pretty much expect that soldier to jump or die. That soldier jumps. I'm getting shot by him. Soldier dies. Max surfs away. At this point, they're all going to sack for him. So I focused the wrong person here. And Mac is going to die for that. That's a real clusterfuck of a fight, honestly. Like, even looking at it step by step, I just don't really know how else you change that apart from just having a hideout and denying those jumpers. Like, the spam on Big Door for us as a team needs to be massive, right? Like, it needs to be, there needs to be so much more spam, honestly, because, yeah. Think about it like this, right? Or just like a good default mid is you spamming the combos so they don't do anything yet, yeah? Like, whenever I play Soldier on Process, I go fast, I get on top, I spam rocks, so their scouts, both of them take like 40, 50 HP. And then it's like, what do? They can't jump anymore, their buff is gone, right? They can't do anything, they can't aggress, I mean. Alright, so Uber Disad. Does that medic die? Oh, MG died on mid. Okay, but he died really early, so they're probably going to have a little bit of ad on us, which means we probably need to be building it. I can hear people fighting. Okay, so Trigger's with us. We should be taking a lot of heals right now. People trade on the flank, their combo pushes in, right? So they did have Uber really quickly because their medic died early on mid. Trigger's up top. We are all on the floor, so we're pretty much fucked here because their soldiers pushing in through choke. Best play is for our combo to probably walk up top now and try and help out and play with Trigger. But honestly, it's just not going to go well because we fucked up from the get-go, you know? We didn't think about how their medic died early. Our med dies. It's just a clusterfuck at this point. It's just a cleanup kind of thing. However, we got a lot of frags. I got 2 frags. It's not a lot of frags. 3 frags. And they're going to win second. Oh, definitely shouldn't push here. They've already used. We're going to have Disad again, which means we need off classes. Heavy, not my best choice. Needs to be Pyro. So that was definitely... The whole reason we lost that defense is because we forgot that their med died early. There is still a lot longer on this demo. And I have like 2 or 3 more demos to watch today. But it's good. It'll help a lot. They've used in. We're going to rotate right side. I'm going to slow this right down. Trigger's over there. So Trigger's job should be to deny that demo. He's... Where is Alt? Alt's probably being fucked over on this side right now. It looks like Alt's... or Trigger's just landed, so maybe he's weak. Alt is not in spawn. Okay, I don't know where Alt is. Trigger's job, deny the demo. I should be able to kill this soldier. But they have so much positioning on that side, there's just like nothing we can almost do, really. So they're going to start moving across. Trigger... Don't know. Yeah, we're just too late. I'll walk off the point. Yeah. Both our soldiers were over on the other side of the map. There's no way we could fight that. Again, we fucked up from the beginning. Okay, so Alt's decided to not go fast. Trigger's going for a jump. Alright. Cool. Give me a moment. I've had some painters in my house, and so they've just let me know that the painting is all done, which is excellent. Okay, let's keep watching. So, right, so Trigger's going for a big jump, Alt's under, so they're probably not going to be able to play with each other here. So Trigger's got some hide ad, but he's so weak right now. Alt hasn't jumped yet, so we can assume that he's got the HP. Alt's actually baiting quite hard here. Their team's focused on Trigger a lot right now, so this is the moment when Alt should be jumping. Alt jumps. Who should Alt go for here? Who's the biggest threat? It's the soldier, right? We need that hide ad. Give Trigger an arrow. Alt kills the soldier or pushes him off at least. Trigger re-jumps, gets on the point, and we suddenly have hide ad, right? But instead, Alt goes for a jump onto the buff players. Their scouts focus him. Now, it's arguable that if Alt jumped, he would have got shot down by scouts, right? If he went in here, because he's going to jump in front of the scouts, which is fair enough, but he's going to die anyways if he's going for that kind of jump. At least he'd be getting a trade, right? Because that soldier's probably already been taking damage, so you know that we can at least push him off, and that'll mean that our scouts can get beamed and walk across point without the threat of that soldier up there. At this point, it's chaos. We've lost 3. We've already got 1 frag. I'm trying to go forward, so I'm going to probably just die here. Hopefully, while I'm feeding, the rest of the team is getting out. And they're not. So, we all play that pretty badly there. Got some good damage, though. Not that it's worth it. Maybe just let them get uber faster. Sayer's going to die here. Surely he dies here. He gets a frag somehow, the absolute madman. Alright, we have huge dishad. Sayer's just died. At least I think it's big dishad. Oh, I can't move the player around because I'm spectating him. here we get the Pyro. I'm gonna die super quickly on Pyro. Yeah, so I think generally all our problems, it seems, originate from, like, how do I say this? It's like, it almost all just originates from mid. Losing mid. Like, our mids are literally the worst thing ever. Like, oh, we have no idea what we're doing. We're all on different pages, that's the problem. Right? And then from that, like, we're having problems on last, you know? It's things like forgetting about when the medic dies, you know, if it's a late death or an early death. It's things like staying in too long. It's things like not taking high dad, not taking the beam, not communicating. So, if I could, not that I can really remember what I've talked about, because it's been a long thing, and whatever. Probably should have, you know, been writing this stuff down. But I think generally, so our mids, we need, so we need more spam, we need more high ad, we need, just their soldiers to die, I think, generally, because that's what's stopping us from living and taking space, is their soldiers. Last pushes, there's not a whole lot we can do, because every last push is a roll, for like them pushing into us, I mean. I can't even remember our pushes into them, and how we won them. I mean, like, we generally rolled them on second, and then was able to just go through into last. I think our last pushes aren't that bad. It's our defenses that suck.
Alright, I feel good.
I think we win another one, don't we? So we go up our side again. Trigger's gone for a big jump. I can't walk through a doorway. So I get that late, and therefore I can't deny soldiers. Okay, luckily Trigger gets a good rock off. That soldier is like really weak right now. There's no reason why Trigger can't jump nipple with his health and just kill that soldier. But yeah, he's just spamming, you know, and ult goes in, and we're all baiting him. You know, he does beef the jump a little bit, but we're all just baiting him so hard. And I think I just heard Trigger jump in then, onto Spire. Yeah, like it's almost too late, you know? It is too late. Our med somehow is still alive. I have no reason to push this with how weak all our players are. Like, that would be really useful, is like people just saying, I'm super weak. Where is our medic? I guess he's at big door, actually. We're still gonna try and fight this and keep it. Yeah, okay, I remember this. We didn't. I said like we didn't deserve it because we just kind of backed out. I said we didn't win it, which we did win it. Really, I was just angry at the time. So it's even again. I think this is when ult goes in with the Uber. It's really bad that Sayo dies there. I was really... We definitely could have beat them in post here, right? What needed to happen is ult and Trigger both spam choke because they're about to fade. Like, if Trigger was on the crate here, right? And if ult was on Spire, that spam would have been enough to keep them out, I think. Because that demo isn't there, right? So we needed to be spamming that a whole lot harder. Because if we're still in here, like, we're committing to staying. Like, that's what it means. Benny needed to be on fence, denying whatever wanted to come through big door. That was the play. And ult jumps. Like, I don't know why he's jumping. Because now we're too weak to go in, right? Like, it's too late. So Benny was actually really weak, so there was no way he could have fought that off. So this is, again, like, the high ad, we don't ever just... Our soldiers don't intimidate, you know? It's always just go, just go, just go. It's never just, I'm gonna not let you win. Like, I am the force that you need to reckon with. That's what we as always need to be thinking about.
Doc, this way.
The control point is being contested.
And we're a demo down again. They're capping it up. So might be up, but he's not gonna have stickies on point. And we're not gonna have Uber. So the play here is get out. Or even like just stay in. Like stay aggressive, because if we just back out, they're gonna get on point. Why are they send a sack? I guess they thought we had Uber. And I guess it's even actually. I just commit to a sack because I was able to just run in and like die, basically. Why are my V models suddenly normal?
Feel good.
Okay, no they're not.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
This is when they have a sniper. I've covered this thing already. Alt and Tricker need to be, well, Tricker or Alt need to be playing Launchpad a lot more. And I think Alt plays it a lot this last because it was even. The other times we just kind of got rolled. Sniper's River, so I talked to Tricker about this. He's going to be able to deny a sniper much better if he can juggle him and not snipe him, right? Here's the thing. That sniper already knows where the medic is, right? So all he has to do is peek from any doorway and get the shot off, okay? So I'll show you, right? He peeks Launchpad, he knows the medic's going to be over there. He peeks Shutter, I don't know why he'd do that, but he knows the medic's going to be right there. Main, same thing. River, same thing. The medic is going to be over there, so all it takes is a peek, swipe, and a click. Tricker, if he's on Sniper, needs to sit back, watch every doorway at the same time, scope in, move towards him, click, shoot. In that amount of time that it takes the Tricker to scope in, aim, and shoot, the medic is probably already dead, because like there's more steps for Tricker, I guess. There's more time for him to take the shot and get the kill. So Sniper on Gullywash last, it's just not really worth it unless you're playing a pug, right? You're better off playing Soldier and denying the Sniper and spamming him. Because, you know, where does snipers snipe from? Main, River, Launchpad, right? Alt's already at Launchpad. Sayo probably has Sticky's main. Benny's floating around main, but who's watching River? No one. Right? I can't watch River. I'm the scout. Tricker spams River, bounces the sniper, he rotates Resup, he comes back out, he spams it more. The sniper can't get a good shot off, right? And the medic, if he is scared of River, you know, as well, you can just stand behind pipe. Or this wall, which is blocking you off from a hero shot from above Shutter. It's blocking you off from, you know, Launchpad and main. Like, I don't know how a sniper could possibly hit you from here if Tricker is spamming River. So, what do we do now? We're 2 down, they're 2 down, but our medic is dead. They still have Uber. What happens? Well, do they even push? Okay, so they push. Perfect class for this. Off class. Probably not Pyro, because he's going to die right in the middle, like right here, and we feed another player. If you had a buff, then maybe it's worth it, but our medic is dead. Best thing, Soldier on pipe. Right? Soldier on pipe, we sit back here, we're going to rotate back, kite it, come back in, right? Because then what happens is their team has to decide, do they push into us, into spawn, or do they deal with Tricker, who can jump Launchpad, come Shutter, he can mess around all around here, right? Delay his death while we get our spawners back up. We have 6 seconds until they're spawning, which probably isn't enough time for any of the things I just said. But it is, they do spawn, right? So maybe if Tricker was able to delay a little bit longer, we could have actually just fought that. But they did just get a snipe, so.
Alright, I feel good.
Do we have a sniper? No, they just used Urati. So Soldier's just going out drop down. Sayo seems to know about it. I don't think he knows about it, actually. I decided to plus 4 the demo. Is it a good idea? Maybe. I didn't have any help. Probably not. Probably not a good idea. But there was no other damage going into them, and something had to stop them. At least now, like what? Xander's dead. No? Xander's not dead. Okay. Never mind. Bad play. Bad luck that Sayo died there. Benny couldn't get there in time. That's all good. Shit happens. At least we win the fight. Their medic, did he die? I can't remember, but we're pushing in. We're gonna get out from here. Now we have Uber. Mac is really weak.
Thanks, Doc.
No, we have Ad here. I remember now. We kind of bait our 2 players, yeah. I was saying, like, okay, we have the Uber Ad. I know we're 2 down. But if we can just frag, then it's fine. We have the Uber. So we use in. Very large cookie Uber. Ult really did need to be a part of it. We get 1. Sail is still in. So we get the medic. Good fight. Okay. Only 1 up. Okay, so we need to be thinking about the fact we have Uber more, right? You can do a lot with a cookie Uber. You can do a lot with full ad, which is what we had. They didn't realize, okay? We did bait our 2 players. That was the misplay there, okay? Don't be afraid to use our Uber. Alright? We have deathmatch. We have deathmatch generally on our side.
Control point.
Doc, come on, man. Thanks, Doc.
Our control point is being captured.
Alright, I'm going to end it there. I've said pretty much what I wanted to say. I'm probably going to say similar things with the STV I'm going to watch, but we're going to get a better look at everything that's happening on Gullywash. And actually, what we might do is watch Logjam, but from the other night. Yeah, so I'm going to end that recording there, and I'm going to start up a new one for Logjam, hopefully. Or not, we'll see. Alright.